Hello everyone. I figured I'd give you an update on the shop. Things are looking really good, but I'm also at a point now where it's kind of calmer. Not in the workflow too much, although kind of, but particularly with YouTube videos, because like 4 days ago, my computer was really starting to have issues, and it was doing things like saying Final Fantasy tried to access too much memory, or uTorrent tried to access 267 terabytes of memory, which is just nonsense. And well, then it started blue screening really bad, saying page fault in out of paged area or something like that. And so clearly it's something that it's one of those weird errors where it isn't really what it says. Something goofy's going on, and I worried it was an SSD, which at the moment I've been kind of fighting over 100 gigabytes left because I have so many unused video clips that I probably needed to have a second SSD anyway. So we went to Micro Center, we bought a 1 terabyte inland SSD. It was 150 bucks, which is like, oh my god, they're so expensive now. It just makes me so mad at all the tech bros and AI CEOs. But I came back, I imaged my main drive, so I have a copy of that, and the motherboard's bad. But, you know, this is an example of just a Renoa-ism. My computer is an Optiplex. So the replacement motherboard is $16.28 free delivery, because it's e-waste. And yet I've added so many things to it that I ordered the motherboard, I took the SSD out, put it in the computer that I made thrice, which is the editing computer. So we still have the editing computer. And just enough to get, because Cozyware, the company that sent me the mini split system, they've been really asking me to make the second video with all these rules and stuff. I should have just bought the thing, but I saved like 500 bucks by doing that. And so it's just one of those times where, well, I have like almost like a video vacation where I can film but not really worry about uploading, because I'm glad that I don't have to buy a new computer, because new computers don't excite me, especially with the increased prices. And I'm just amazed that, I mean, I kind of do this where I'll take something old and somehow it just works with a modern way of doing something for me. Well, this computer from 2015, I can play 4K modern games on it, because I lucked out on the CPU and I lucked out on the GPU. So kind of have like a quiet period, and this is also coming off a time where, so I got the shop early last year. And it's one of those things where I had helped the landlord so much that they let me run roughshod over all their buildings. But I also approach it as like I have a sense of duty. Whenever a water heater fails, I'm going to fix it that day. I'm going to take care of things. And, well, they were pretty much like, this can be your building. Just pay us basically the property taxes. And that's a golden opportunity. Now, I've been having to increase my learning ability, which I feel like I'm kind of studying. Like I am at my limit, because every day I'm always just reading manuals and looking up other people's videos about fixing things. But I'm making a lot of progress on fixing motors, power tools, televisions, radios, refrigerators. And like I'm having a really fast turnaround on a lot of this stuff. So it's like, that's pretty good. But what I was going to say was I'm also just coming off a period where July and August was just crazy. We had water heaters fail. We had electrical faults. Even in some of the restaurants in town, we had like fridges blow up wiring and stuff. There was a lot of days where I was like, June and July, those are going to be my months of being in the shop and repairing things. But I had to keep running out and do like shovel sewage and stuff like that. And well, I was able to charge for it. So whereas 2 years ago, I was a little bit, like, a little bit pinched on money. I had about $2,000 in savings, and it's like, that's not comfortable, because the way we split our rent for our apartment, I had to pay like $600 a month or so, and it's like, I don't want to let Thais down, so I better start making more money. And since I've been on call to fix things, it's been fucking great, because, well, I was up to like $4,000, and at the beginning of the year, and then I had to help with a whole bunch of stuff, and now I'm up to $7,000 in savings, and I feel a lot more comfortable. And because that's like, if for some reason I were to cut my hand off or something like that, then I wouldn't be in a bad spot. And so I also want to thank my patrons quite a bit, not a little bit, quite a bit, for all the support, because you basically paid the rent for this shop, because I paid $250 a month. That's it. It's such a nice gesture by the landlords. They appreciate me so much. And this year's spring cleaning was, well, I wasn't able to take advantage of spring cleaning last year. It's really hot, sorry for the sweatiness. I wasn't able to take advantage of spring cleaning last year, but this year there was some good stuff out there. There was wood chippers that were only a year old. There was air conditioners. I sold all my air conditioners, and a lot of the air conditioners I didn't have to do anything to. I just had to spray them out and put a bit of bleach in them, because it's one of those things where they're like, oh, it's a bit old, let's get rid of it, but it still works fine. And so I was able to get up to $7,000 in savings. A little bit lower now, but I was able to work a whole bunch of good jobs. And like a week and a half ago was kind of it. All of a sudden, not too many emergencies happening. So I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Now, another thing, too, is during spring, I was selling a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Let me grab a big towel. I was selling a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, where, honestly, a lot of it, I'll list it for a price, then we'll haggle, and I won't usually get that price. But I don't buy anything unless it's actually for me. Like, I just bought an Atari 800 XL computer. I paid $80 for the whole kit. And I thought, that's a damn good deal. I just sold a Yamaha receiver, so I pretty much just took the money from that and paid him for that, and I got an Atari 800 XL computer now. But everything else, I'm not really paying for. And so I can sell it for a super cheap price, as long as I just get it out of here. But then Facebook started doing that bullshit of wanting an ID and a 360 wraparound video of your face. Call me like old-fashioned, but I don't feel comfortable giving Mark Zuckerberg a wraparound video of my face. I'm not even doing any transactions over Facebook. I'm just doing cash and check. And, which I know some people, it's funny, some people are like, oh, check, you can't trust that. You trust Zelle? Venmo? Well, anyway, so that kind of put a stop to things around June, because all of a sudden I could not post anything to Facebook Marketplace, and I can only put up like one listing a week. And so we stopped driving around looking for trash. I stopped putting stuff up. I was actually reusing my listings. I was changing the pictures, changing the titles. But then all of a sudden, I think Facebook had like a meta, had a bad quarterly earnings report, and all of a sudden, like a week and a half ago, I can post as many Facebook Marketplace posts as I want. It doesn't hassle me for an ID. It doesn't hassle me for that. And it also doesn't have all these ads. Because they had all these ads like, you can trust us. You can trust your seller on Facebook if they've given their ad. It's like targeted to me. Given their ID. I'm like, that's weird. Because they don't want it for your safety. They want it because they want to hoard the data. And, well, now, granted, I was kind of struggling to fix enough things and list them, because there was a little bit of a lag where I was still having just like random emergencies in town coming up. But I started selling stuff and opening up space. The other problem I'm running into is people don't know what's good. Like, they'll tell me they have an old computer for me, and it's like from 2014, and it's really not that old. And I'll be like, okay. And then they say they have another old computer for me, and it's like a Commodore PET, because they just don't understand the difference between a 1930s fridge and a 2010 fridge. So I can't really say no to a lot of stuff, like, because I have a lot of people bring me stuff that I don't want to tell them no, because, well, they want to get rid of it. If I just work hard enough, I'll find a home for it. Like this stack of equipment, I'll find a home for it. DVD players and stuff like that. People like that now. But there's been a couple things where I really didn't want it to come into the shop, but I was like, well, okay, is it either this or it's going to be scrapped? Like, for instance, this 1965 Rosati ice cream freezer, well, water ice freezer. This was laying down at the creek for 10 years, and the town guys were like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Well, I guess maybe eventually." And then they were like, "You want it today or tomorrow?" It's like, it's been sitting down for 10 years. Do I really need to have it now? Whatever. But I think I'm managing it all pretty well. Since I was having computer problems, I decided I'm just going to get that $16.28 replacement motherboard. And any money that I would have had to spend on a new computer, I'm going to instead spend it on an inverter. So this month, my patrons bought me a new inverter. It's going to come tonight. It's like a 3,000 watt, 48 volt pure sine wave inverter. I thought about getting a split phase inverter so I can test out two 40 volt equipment, but I don't know if I want to blow up my inverter, because all this stuff that I get, it might be better for me just to, because I do have grid power, it might be better for me to wire it up to the grid. So I just got a single phase inverter. Oh yeah, so yesterday I kind of, since I didn't have to make, like, I've been kind of trying to breathe a bit, and also I have a lot of lumber, I have a lot of stuff. I know this isn't really relaxing because it was still yet another day of me doing stuff, except for it wasn't electronics, it was woodworking. But I started making a wooden bucket. I threw it together in like 3 hours. Helps that it's straight-sided, that's a lot easier to work with. But, I mean, I'm a very creative person. Like, I like to do things. I work as my enjoyment, as my relaxation. And especially right now, I can't log into Final Fantasy because my computer is dead. So I'm kind of in like a limbo state. But it's one of those things where, sure, I am stressed out about the computer. More like frustrated. Like, what do you mean it failed? It's been working fine. Oh, right, I put like, it's been on like 12 hours a day. Because sometimes I'll just leave it on to process data or whatever. So that thing's been abused. Even though it's a checkout line computer, it's not been used like a checkout line computer. It's been having a 4790K i7 processor in it running at full blast. And so now now thankfully, I did build the computer for Theiss. And that computer is a beast. I'm so glad I built it before prices went up. I got a bunch of RAM in it, got a nice big juicy graphics card. When I put my SSD in there and load Final Fantasy 14, it plays at like 144 FPS, which is amazing. So yeah, things are looking pretty good. I feel like I'm slowing down a bit. Well, another thing that's been absolutely ravaging me is I never have a chance to go to one of those like vintage computer festivals. So I have an electronics meetup every Saturday. We come over here, it's always different people, and we take over the next building, put all our stuff out on the tables, we fix CRTs, fix radios, fix all sorts of stuff. And again, I should probably start taking days off. I take Sunday afternoons off at least. But it's kind of been running me a bit tired because, like, the last Saturday electronics get together went until like 9:30 at night, and it's like, oh, okay, guys, that's a little much. Another thing that I'm thinking is, like, because I want that to be a self-sustaining where other people come in and they're like repair technicians, where I figure I might start making it an open thing where, yes, come, bring your soldering station, bring your capacitors or whatever, and you can charge an hourly rate. What I do is on a weekday, if somebody wants me to fix a Trinitron, then I'll charge $40 an hour. But on electronics day, if you need me to recap or replace a resistor or something like that, if you need my soldering skills, $10 an hour. If you need me just to have my delicate touch to take apart a CRT, just $10 an hour. I feel like that's a nice way where I still get like $30 at the end of the day, which to me is a good amount. And they don't have to spend a whole bunch. And it also kind of makes it all on Saturdays. This heat's also kind of getting me too. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for the shop. Things are going pretty well. And now I'm listing and selling things again. So I have to fix things again. And I need to get better at fixing, like, a lot of this stuff. It's an example, like, this is how my mind feels right now. There's so much stuff that I still need yet to fix. And yeah, I feel like there's only so much you can really learn in a day. Fixing 3 things a day is pretty good. Like yesterday, I fixed 2 things in the day. One of which was a little LCD TV for a lady in town named Janet that I didn't really think it was going to be fixed because it's from like 2006. It's one of those little like 14-inch LCD screens with a DVD player. But I opened it up, I saw 2 puffy capacitors, replaced them, and it works. It's like, ah, okay, well, I know she's really poor, so I'm probably not even going to charge her, but she might make me like a loaf of banana bread or something like that. But I was like, ah, that's kind of wild that I was just able to replace the 2 capacitors, and it's fixed. That was pretty cool. Well, I have someone coming in about an hour to buy this 1950s steamer trunk. And that's one thing that I'm kind of having an issue with, is a lot of people, they don't understand this kind of stuff. Like, I had somebody pick up a Laserdisc, and they're like, "Oh wow, this is really cool." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, oh, do you have a Laserdisc player?" And they're like, "Laserdisc player? What's that?" I was like, "That's a movie." "Oh, I thought it was a poster." It's like, no, this is a full movie. Like, you put this thing in and it plays a movie. Look inside. There's a shiny disc. Be very careful with it. Or the lady was like, "Oh, this trunk's really tiny. It's only 12 inches tall." It's like, well, it's a steamer trunk. It's meant to go in like the overhead bins of old locomotive train cars and stuff like that. It's not necessarily a sitting at the end of the bed trunk. They became sitting at the end of the bed trunks because people stopped traveling like that. So I have to like explain that, well, no, this isn't like a cedar chest. This is actually like luggage. Now, you'll be using it like that, but that's why it's a specific size. Because it might have to sit underneath the bed in a sleeping cab or whatever it's called. I've never actually ridden on too many trains, except for whenever I lived in Switzerland in 1995. Well, that's pretty much it. Me and my friend Lou are still looking at opening a bike shop. Every single bike that I find, I give it to him. He fixes it, restores it, and sells it. So it's a pretty good start. And I'm probably going to do more just staying at the shop things, because people want me to help them with doing concrete work and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, I don't really want to do that. I just want to be at the shop and play with electronics. I've been taken away from the shop a little too much. And yeah, so, oh, I also bought a nice 1980s Weller soldering iron. Again, it's a Renoa-ism. It's like how I have a computer from 2015, but I like the older stuff. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. See ya.